Babae is a Filipino women's organization based out of San Francisco and primarily in the Excelsior district here in the Filipino Community Center. We do a lot of work locally around domestic violence and really how that affects Filipino women and prevention and education around it. But our larger kind of work is really just, Filipino women's empowerment and really trying to contribute towards the greater, feminist movement for women's liberation. We've been able to really make a name for ourselves, at least in the domestic violence community. We attend, forums, we attend kind of gatherings by the city of San Francisco. And because of the local work that we do, outreaching, providing workshops and education, people are really receptive to the work that we do and are really taking notice because there's not a lot of Filipino groups that are catering to Filipino women, specifically around the issue of domestic violence. Also, we have a young women's group here in the FCC. They're called the Diwatas. And just seeing the youth themselves, out in the community doing the work, they're the ones who are talking about their issues, talking about how, these larger issues affect them as youth in the streets. I think has been really effective in terms of outreaching to other youth. So our connection to Gabriela Philippines right now is actually pretty a new thing, a pretty recent development. We provide kind of solidarity work here in the U.S. depending on what's going on in the Philippines. Also, I think it's important to really link the work that we do here in the U.S. to what's going on in the Philippines. We have our view of our work is kind of internationalist, right? Really tied back to the Philippines, really understanding that the concrete conditions of the women here in the U.S. and elsewhere in the world is directly connected to what's going on in the Philippines. The reasons why we have to migrate away and the issues that we face in other countries is really directly connected to why we had to leave the Philippines to begin with. We scheduled a really quick, it only lasted less than half an hour, but it was kind of like a lightning action on March 8th, which was International Women's Day. We scheduled a die-in meaning we had invited people to come and join us and to lay down on the floor and act like they had died. And each person there was supposed to represent the countless numerous women in all over the world, not just the Philippines, who have been affected by the military. And for an action that lasted only 20 minutes, we were able to reach the entire population that was sitting around the UN Plaza, and at the same time make it into mainstream Philippine media and get that broadcasted to the Philippines. For any woman out there, any Filipino woman who identifies as, a freedom fighter, someone who loves herself, someone who loves her people and her family, join us in Babae.
Sulong mo, babae.